Hi guys, welcome to Plugin of the Week. I'm Carly, this is JC, and we are streaming live from Studio 2 at Point Blank here in East London. Today we are going to be chatting through Eventide's new effects plugin called Fission. It came out a few weeks ago. It's the first plugin to utilize their new structural effects technology, which JC is going to chat a little bit more about. How are you going?
Very good.
Yeah? It's nice to be in this room,
It's nice
isn't
to
it?
be in this room.
Yes, this is where all the magic happens.
Absolutely. So it's one of our large consoles, Studio 2, where students do recording and link to the live room. So it's nice to be here.
Cool.
Excellent. So this week, the plugin Fission. Cool. So it came out, I think, last week, last Monday, I think, if I remember correctly. But I was lucky I had it since about December. Early December. I was part of the beta testing. There was a lot of, I'm sure they had a lot of people beta testing, and so I had a chance to play with it and was really intrigued with by the technology.
So what were your initial thoughts?
I was really intrigued by the technology because it's kind of like, it's quite groundbreaking in the way. It does certain things that other plugins can do, but it does it in a different way.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward also what's going to follow. It's a new technology, like you said, it's called structural effect.
Yeah.
And the basic concept is that it allows to split the transient and the body of the sound, the tonal of the sound, and process them independently.
Yeah. So do you get some more, I guess, unique sounding effects?
You can get sounding effect, but also there's two things. I think it can be a very creative effect, and I'm sure there will be more effect to come as Eventide develops the product. But also, it's a great utility plugin.
Yeah.
Just because you can suddenly change the balance the balance between the transient and the body. So lots of different application. But maybe we could have a listen to some presets to start with.
Yeah.
So we've got just a drum loop, really, really simple drum loop. And I've just put it on one of the drum loops, and going through presets. It goes out of time because it needs time to calculate.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just going through presets that have been designed by a lot of people.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of presets, and just interesting. I mean, you see straight away.
They got a few artists on board to design the presets,
Yes,
didn't they?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some are going to be more out there. Some of them are going to be more subtle.
Yeah.
It's really depends what you do with it. So as you can hear, I mean, it can be really, really. I think those presets are from Sasha, I believe.
Oh.
So as you can hear, there's a wide range of effects because it comes with a range of multi-effects.
Yeah. Okay.
But what's interesting, I think, let's go back into what it does.
Yeah.
I suppose. So for that purpose, what I might do is take another example here. I've got another project here where I actually used it because it's a track that I've mixed. It's going to take me a while to come back on that project by the sound of it. Let me go back to that one. So while Logic is coming back, so I'm flipping from one project, so he's having a bit of a meltdown, as we can see. Here, I think it is, I have something.
The Wheel of Death.
The Wheel of Death, indeed. You know what? Let's completely quit it, therefore. And let me start this one quickly. Okay. So I've used it effectively as I had it as a beta version. I was able to use it literally straight away on the mix.
Okay, cool.
So that therefore we can straight away have a listen to some of the application that it can have. So what I mean by a utility plugin is often when you mix, especially if you're a mix engineer, if you're a producer, you've got other way to shape your sound. I suppose if you create your own bass sound, you may be able to shape it with your synths. But when you deal with audio, any plugin that can help you to fix things, to get them to the level that you want so you can start mixing properly is more than welcome. And obviously with digital audio, we've had more and more ways to affect sound.
Yeah.
Tuning vocal being one of them, and you know, all those kind of things. And what this plugin does is, some people have said, oh, it's a bit like a transient shaper because you can change the attack and the decay, but it doesn't work at all in the same way. I think the technology is quite groundbreaking. In the sense that you're retaining the transient, so you're not changing it, you're retaining it, but you can just literally turn it down or turn it up. Or if you want to change it, you can. Let's look at a few applications, Shall we? So the first basic one, for example, on this acoustic guitar, a bit badly recorded, and I had some issues of noise and fret noise. Yeah? So, you hear the noise? But what I ended up putting is Fission on it. So let's have a look at what Fission does. The structure out here, you've got the effect for the transient, which are the peak, the attack, and here you have the effect for the body, for the tonal. Okay? Here is what is the main section of it, where the split happens. Yeah?
And then you can treat those individual sounds separately.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for example, here, the structural split, that's where it's happening. So if I want it on, it's off, nothing happened, it's not split in any way. Here it's split. Well, the first thing to consider is you need to choose the source type. Otherwise, you can hear the sometimes effect, you know, the kind of effect that comes with it. But they've done a really good job, I think, in terms of they split the sound, you process it as you want, and then put it back together. And I think the putting back things together is probably the difficult part, I would imagine, for engineers, programmers. But they've done a great job at it. So now you need to choose the source sound, and you've got lots of them. So here it's a guitar. So I've chosen the source. And I'm going to put everything back and reset. Okay? Nothing special. Here is the guitar. Now, what you can do here is you can push, you see the transient? I'm going to reset that as well. So here I'm only have the transient, and if I listen here? So in that sense, that's how it is different. It is very, very different from a transient shaper type of vibe. Because here I really can have just the attack, and here I can have just the body. There's no more attack. So straight away, you could be creative with that, straight away. But what it means that you can do is those three parameters here are quite important. This one is the most important, in my opinion. That's the focus. If I put all the focus on the transient, see what happens? There's nothing anymore. I've put everything, all of the components of the sound, into the transient. If I do it the other way around, so if I listen to the body, there's nothing. Because I've taken all the energy from the tonal, into the transient. If I bring it back.
So it's just like mixing in between those two sounds.
So you see here, I only have just a little bit of body, and here, left. So straight away here, I can hear by soloing that I've captured in there, I'm getting the fret noises that I needed to get rid of.
And you didn't want those?
I wanted, there was a bit too many of it. It was kind of a guitar recorded rough as a demo, and I think they liked it and they kept it. And then in the mix I was like,
this wasn't working.
Oh, it was just a little bit obtrusive, a bit too much. So if I do that straight away, just by turning it down, and then I bring that back with the rest.
So this is really good for fixing sounds?
Straight away. So straight away I was able to fix a little bit. I still have a bit of the fret noise, not as much. So that's in its most basic use. You can already balance the attack and the body of any sound. That in itself is brilliant. You could make a snare more punchy, a kick more punchy, less punchy, get rid of a click at the beginning. You could even de-ess vocal, turning down the S's a little bit. They're always in the attack. So things like that, it's straight away. It's pretty cool. So that really worked. Now, there's other things that you can do. So I've done that on the guitar. Now, let's start listening to the tom. Because I had a couple of toms, and there's a drum loop somewhere, and I believe it's a kind of, Okay, so I'm gonna switch Fission out for now, just to show you what I've done. So I had those two toms, and again, the drum hasn't been greatly recorded, but also the tom is very important part in that song, with the groove, just because of the nature of the groove. But they were not really in tune. I thought the pitch could be better with the drum, so I wanted to pitch the toms to make it fit my drum loop. So now, so what I've done, I've put Fission on, and I'm going to show you what I've done. Time to catch up for the timing. Yeah. So now, as you can hear, I was able to tune it. So Fission not only comes with, obviously here the source was tom. I made the focus, I've set up my focus as I wanted. I wanted to bring a bit more attack. I was losing a little bit of the smack on the skin of the tom in the mix to come through with all the loops and all the stuff going through. So I was able to do that, but more importantly, I was able to pitch the tom. So have a listen to that tom. I've pitched it by two tones, or two semitones, and it's more in tune with the loop.
Yeah.
And I was able to tune the body without tuning the attack.
Right, and this is what's different, using this to tune drums.
Totally, because it's more natural.
Yeah.
You keep the smack on just the attack, you keep it, and then after that, everything else gets tuned.
Okay.
So it felt a little bit more natural to me. Let's go back into with our rhythm here. Where's this loop? Yeah. So you see it feels more in tune now. The tom is in tune now, whereas before it wasn't.
Okay.
So I was able to do that. And I've done the same with the floor tom as well. So straight away, an example of tuning toms in a much more natural way. With the floor tom, I've pushed it up as well, and I've put this time round less attack and more body. Let's have this. Let's cut here.
Like I'm on the French Riviera.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I've done a bit more tweaking to the snare. I wasn't keen on the snare top again, so let's go here at the end, somewhere around here. So what have I done here? Okay, I've taken a bit of body because for me the bottom mic was really fizzy. There was already a lot of all that kind of stuff. So I wanted something a bit fatter on the top end. And without it, it gives us that. Again, it's quite subtle, huh? But I'm gaining a little bit here.
It seems pretty easy to use. Like
Very, you've noticed, all I've done is push up the gain here on the attack.
Yeah.
Reduce the body a little bit, and straight away. And I was able to fix all those little things, the drums and the guitars, just by doing that. You know, so that's pretty cool. So in that sense, for tuning percussion, drum and all that kind of stuff, really, really quite useful.
Nice.
Guitar, same if you go too much peak or all that kind of stuff. So for me, I really love the design of it as an engineer. Let's see here, yeah, whatever. And obviously there's a lot more you can do after that because it comes with a lot of effects. So if we go back to that little piece here, you see all the different effects. So one thing that is important to do, if you're going to go through the effect for the preset, and you should because, you know, there's one way to explore, is select the source. Very, very important. If you don't select the right source, you probably hear more artifact of what's going on. So select it and then you can source lock it.
Yeah.
So you lock it. That means now I can go through the presets without changing the source. So that's really useful to know for a more natural. So let's have a look at what's going on here. So we've got our transient here. I'm going to take out the effect. So here we listen only to the transient, yeah? I can reduce the decay. So you see, we're just listening to the transient on their own, nobody.
Yeah.
So that means if I wanted to push them a little bit more, just to make the drums a little bit more punchy, for example, straight away we can do that. And let's compare. You see?
Boom.
Boom.
Punchy drums.
Getting the punch, you know what I mean? Or get rid of the really tiny.
Yeah.
So straight away, I mean, I really love being able to play. The more I use it, the more I absolutely love being able to play with. Be careful not to overload, maybe. Do the right balance thing between both transient and tonal. But that I really like. But then obviously, where the fun also carrying on further is by you've got a range of effects on each.
Okay.
So here you've got delay, compressor, pitch, chorus, reverb, tremolo, and EQ on the tonal, and here you've got some delays, dynamic phaser, reverb, and EQ and gate.
Okay.
So between all of those, you can already start processing things in quite interesting ways.
Yeah.
For example, let's say if we were to put that Rhodes, and let's see what's going to happen if I put. Let's try to put a Fission on the Rhodes and see what's going to happen. I'm going to copy that across. Loop. See what's happening here? We don't have any of the attack.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. And we could put a we're looking at it. Well, I haven't changed the attack, so basically, so the attack stays the same, and then the body is being tremoloed.
Okay, yeah.
For example, you know, I mean, you can do so many different things. You could also just put a tap delay on here. So here we only get the attack. Straight away you can create stuff. So it can be cool for sound design as well. You can create lots of different stuff. It works really great on guitars as well.
Yeah, you can make, I mean, by getting rid of some of the attack on guitars, you can make some really cool pad sounds.
Exactly. I've tried it. I don't have an example here unless we drop a loop, but it may take a little while. So, but if, for example, you could drop, do we have some guitars in there quickly that we could try? Out of interest. Just out of quickly, really, that's not going to work at all, but guitar. It's a bit more ethereal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we could get into, there's some really nice guitar stuff in there. Straight away, that completely changed it. The sound.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of interesting stuff.
Nice.
That you can do. So I think it was going to be interesting that Eventide have developed this new technology and see how they start implementing it. And I'm sure they're going to develop more.
Yeah.
It's the beginning. It's the first plugin they've done. For me, so far, I've really used, as you've seen in the previous example, in the mixer, as a utility thing. The way to shape things a little bit is really spot on. Really works.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Guys, you can head to the Eventide website, find out a little bit more. You can grab a copy for about 80 quid, I think, or you can download a fully functioning version, demo version for 30 days, I think. Yeah, and if you'd like to find out more about Point Blank, just head to our website, pointblankmusicschool.com, where you can find out about our courses. And we'll see you again very soon with another plugin of the week.